Glad to hear that. So glad to see you guys. Thank you for tuning in, BD Nation. Super happy to be here. Marty's not going to be able to join us tonight for the EMF 101 training with the BD Protect products, but I am glad to be stepping in and taking care of this presentation for you guys. Again, my name is Morgan. I will do my best to catch up with how Marty does this. So hopefully we do a good job with that. We'll start off with just looking at a quick overview of all of the products. You see, we've got products for every walk of life and every aspect of life when we're talking about this BD Protect line. Starting on the left, we've got the BD Protect sticker, which is ideally for cell phones and wireless routers or really wireless computers, anything that's using wireless information technology. Next, we have a car sticker protection option from BD Protect, which is going to harmonize your vehicle, making it safe to travel no matter where you're driving. Third, on the right, we have the BD Protect Home and Office Kit, which is an awesome item that will harmonize your entire home, protecting you from all sources of EMF radiation, not only within your house, but outside of your home. And lastly, on the farthest right, we have the stylish BD Protect Bracelet, which is not only stylish, but very effective and very functional because you can wear it all the time and you're protected wherever you're at, even if you're not at your home, even if you're not at your car. So we will just jump right into some of the other explanations of why you want to use these kind of information. What is EMF radiation and what kind of products we want to do and why we want to approach this in this way. So EMF stands for electromagnetic field or electromagnetic frequency, and it's a type of radiation. And we cannot escape the sources of these EMF radiation in our modern life because everybody's got Wi-Fi, everybody's using a cell phone. We're creating more cell phone towers and more Wi-Fi signals pretty much every day. So it's a very real thing, and there's a lot of reasons to protect yourself against it. And we will definitely go into some more of those details further. Some of the studies, there's almost over 1,000 studies now illustrating one type of health consequence or another due to EMF radiation. Even the initial research standards set up by the government, which are still in place, were actually completed in 1994. So everything that's making our products safe to use, all the regulations that are making our products safe to use, were based off of studies done in 1994, and those are still in place. And you can imagine how much farther information technology has come since 1994, and there's not really any adjustment to those standards. So way more cell phone radiation, all these things are just totally out of date, and we're not really addressing this as an issue across the board. So we really like to provide BD Protect products because we're certainly increasing the sources of all this EMF radiation, and there's not a lot of people that are doing other things to protect us. So the BD Protect lines are honestly one of the best ways to continue to use the information technology we have available to us, with also reducing any of the negative health impacts that they might have on us. So studies document things like lowered immune system response based on EMF radiation, damage to cellular DNA, changes in your hormone levels, which can unfortunately lead to reproductive issues, headaches, problems with sleep, and even mental health issues. And we even seen some susceptibility to certain types of cancers. One of those governmental funded studies actually documented a correlation between cell phone radiation with cancer in rats and male mice, actually. So even our government itself has studies that illustrate the fact that EMF radiation can cause cancer. So these are some very serious health responses that people can have and health impacts that EMF radiation can have. And a lot of people don't even consider that's a problem. But if you look at some of the sicknesses that we have and some of the higher levels of cancer that we have, it's very likely and pretty clear that some of this EMF radiation can be adding to some of these susceptibility to certain types of cancers. And there are studies that are documenting this. So again, this is a very real issue. This is an accepted scientist. These are all studies done by reputable scientists that prove that this is a, unfortunately, potentially impactful, damaging thing. We talk about EMF radiation like an environmental toxin. So think of things like asbestos, mold, radon. You're not going to directly notice it when you walk into the room or when you walk into a Wi-Fi radiation zone. You're not going to feel that different for most of us because most of us are not super sensitive to EMFs. But generally, like asbestos, like mold, like radon. Just because you're not noticing it doesn't mean it's not impacting your health. And if we do not take an approach to protect ourselves from any of these environmental toxins, they certainly can have some long-term health consequences. And as I just mentioned, there are those amongst us that are EMF hypersensitive, who people that can't even have a cell phone up to their head, or some people can't even live by Wi-Fi, so they have to move to an entirely rural area just to be out of any real EMF radiation zone. You consider if you have a bunch of neighbors in your neighborhood, every single one of those people have EMF radiation. So if you were might have Wi-Fi, have cell phones. So if you are somebody that's EMF hypersensitive, you'll be noticing things at a higher level. And some people get headaches right away. Some people have a lot of sleep problems, as we did mention. And so BD Protect is one of the things that some of these hypersensitive people can actually notice a difference almost immediately when putting the BD Protect bracelet on, let's say, because they are so hypersensitive to EMF radiation. The awesome technology in our BD Protect line of bracelets and products can really reduce some of those symptoms for even the EMF hypersensitive. However, as we mentioned, just like you're not noticing some of the EMF radiation, and so maybe you don't have any of that sensitivity, you may not notice the impact of wearing our BD Protect products, but there's absolutely no way that it's not helping your body and supporting your health. So even if you're not noticing a EMF radiation affecting you, you're still getting protected by wearing the BD Protect products. So that doesn't stop. Just because you're not feeling that doesn't mean that there's not impactful things that are happening on your health. And should you want to, you can see some of these resources at the bottom of the page. These are also on the BD Protect site on side of the ByDzyne website. So environmentalhealthtrust.org or ehtrust.org is actually our favorite sources of these 1,000 research studies that I was referring to, that you can see that are done by reputable scientists. And it's a very good wealth of knowledge if you want to kind of further familiarize yourself with what EMF radiation is about, what these sources are, what we can do to reduce that outside of just using some BD Protect lines. So we always like to tell people to reduce their exposure wherever you can, because that's a great step in preventing any environmental toxin from affecting our lives too much, is just trying to reduce that. But for most of us using the internet right now, trying to communicate and using the 2021 technology at our hands, we can't just reduce it all the way or eliminate all the sources of EMF radiation, which is another reason why BD Protect line of products is an awesome setup, because everybody is a customer essentially for these products, because everybody's using this sort of information technology as well. And then the second site there is radiationresearchtrust.org. So again, we have those listed on the BD Protect page on the ByDzyne website if you want to further familiarize yourself with further research and things like that. Pardon me for a drink. All right, and so this is a pretty telling graphic right here that describes how much just how much the average person in America especially uses information technology for watching entertainment, using it for work or anything like that. So you can see almost 12 hours out of our waking day, we're using wireless radiation technology. So that's whether that be cellular data or Wi-Fi. And you're just also by a bunch of sources of EMF just by being all around all the electrical products that we have in our homes as well. So it's a very real problem. There's also an extreme amount of bombardment from these in our general lives. So everybody's a customer potentially, as we said before, and looking at just how much time we're spending consuming media using wireless information technology, it's a really important thing to maybe consider having a BD Protect bracelet on for everybody that you care about due to the high level that we use. 84% of people in America own a smartphone. Over 3 billion people own smartphones worldwide. And this is data that's now 3 years old. So this number has even increased from here. Pardon me. And just imagine, everybody has their Wi-Fi speakers. Some people's laundry machines run on Wi-Fi now. So again, we are increasing those sources of EMF radiation by the minute, essentially, in most of our lives. So why specifically would we want to use BD Protect products? So we've talked about what some of these sources are and why we want to protect ourselves against EMF, and what are some of the ways we can do that? What can we do? We can actually use the BD Protect line of products to help support our bodies to defend from EMF radiation stress by neutralizing the harmful consequences. So you talk about going through each one of these slides, each one of these dots right here. So on the first bullet, you're talking about the EMF plus protection stickers. Cell phone and routers are the largest emitters of most people's lives. So those are the ones that those are the items that you're going to be applying the BD protection sticker to most often. Next, we've got the BD protection bracelet. Again, a stylish accessory that will protect you wherever you're at. Consider your neighbor's Wi-Fi, more 5G towers getting built down the block, the power line is going through your neighborhood. Wherever you're walking, it's good to have that BD Protect bracelet on because you're going to be protected from all sources. We've got the home and office kit, which is going to protect all living things inside of your home or office. That's people, that's pets, that's plants, from all sources of EMF radiation, not just within your home. So not just your Wi-Fi, but also your neighbor's Wi-Fi, also all the cellular data, the radio towers, things like that. Essentially making your home an EMF safe zone. Lastly, we've got the car protection sticker, and considering how much EMF radiation is in most vehicles these days, you've got your navigation systems, you've got Wi-Fi systems in a lot of them. There's just a lot of sources of EMF radiation in cars. So having a protection sticker inside of your vehicle is really highly important, especially depending on how much time you're in your vehicle. Our technology uses bioenergetic information to neutralize the harmful effects. So when that radiation comes into contact with our bodies, it will not have those negative impacts that we were talking about earlier. And how this works, it works very similarly to how noise canceling headphones work. So to describe that, essentially noise canceling headphones constantly monitor the external sound outside of your ears and emit an opposite complementary wave to cancel out that sound. So the sound actually doesn't get received by your ears, by your eardrums and your hearing system. Essentially, that is what our quantum bioenergetic technology is doing. It is harmonizing those radiations so that the effect never really occurs on your body. It's not canceling them out. It's not blocking them out. It is neutralizing them. So very important to understand, because if we were to block them, if we were to try to change those EMF radiations in any physical form, we would now have a problem with our Wi-Fi. We would now have a problem with how our cellular phone is working. So we don't want to be an EMF blocking device. We are an EMF neutralizing device that harmonizes, against the natural effects. And our technology is also a proprietary bioenergetic information, which is a meeting between quantum physics and some holistic health approaches. Has a lot of common with traditional Chinese medicine, using qi. And why I say that is because qi is a very accepted healing modality, which has used quantum bioenergetic information. We call it qi in that circle, but essentially that's what we're affecting in our BD Protect products and our technologies. We are affecting the way this life energy, this bioenergetic information travels through our body and protects, so we can protect against any negative effects that EMF radiation may have. So this is a really cool and interesting process right here, how we really kind of apply this information to our devices. So step one is the storage process. Our workshop in Europe transmits energy directly into the products, whether it be the metal plates in the home and office kit, or the sticker for wireless devices, or the BD Protect bracelet itself. The energy is absorbed into the product in that storage process. Once we have stored that information on the item, we're moving on to the broadcast process. Once the product has absorbed the energy, the product will be emitting the protective information in what we call the broadcast process. I'd like to note that this information and energy lasts forever. So this bioenergetic information we're applying to these bracelets, to these stickers, does actually last forever. So that's a really important thing to understand about these products, because they're such a quality that they really will last forever. The energy and their protective energy and effect will last forever, which is a really important thing to understand. Thirdly, we've got the harmonizing process, in which the protective information that is transmitted by the device harmonizes the radiation coming into contact with the device or person it is applied to. It is also providing your body with extra energetic support to your personal bioenergy field, so that you are stronger and healthier in the presence of EMF radiation. Which meaning we'll get into some more of that later, but really just having our products installed will increase the baseline of health even if you're not being exposed to EMF radiation at that moment. So continuing on exactly how it works on this slide, quantum physics is a cutting edge science and is occurring at the subatomic level that is not physically observable. Although we did discover quantum science at the turn of the 20th century, so this is not a new idea overall, but there's a lot more scientists that are now being able to manipulate and understand quantum science at a higher level than we ever have before. And so this is a really interesting approach because, again, this is a way that we can protect our bodies from the negative impact of EMF radiation while still maintaining the overall effectiveness of whatever devices we're using in our lives. Because of the nature of quantum energy, you're not going to be able to come in with a quantum energy meter and change and see the effect with that. But what you can is measure those effects that happen in the real world or in this observable world. So you're not going to be able to see that if you put an EMF reader up to your cell phone after you put a BD Protect sticker on there, you're not going to see any difference with that reading than when you did it before. But what we can see, and we'll expand on this a little later, is the improved health and physiological impacts because of wearing the BD Protect bracelet in the face of EMF radiation, or even without EMF radiation. Again, even just the overall energy that we've applied to the BD Protect bracelet will help your heart rate lower and things like that, but we will expand on that in just a little bit more. And this is really a great approach because the protective energy has no impact on the functioning of our modern day devices, as we said. And I like to repeat that because it's very important to understand that we're not going to block, we're not altering the signals coming from these devices. And why that is true is, as we've mentioned, blocking these signals is not a realistic approach, especially given how much we all use technology for our everyday livelihood these days, and just general day-to-day operations. Your entertainment's all Wi-Fi. You're always talking on your phone. All of us are always using internet. So again, blocking these signals would just be really slowing down our overall convenience in our lives. Excuse me. Our technology has some shared fundamentals with those oldest modalities we were talking about of healing modalities. So not only traditional Chinese medicine, but also Ayurvedic medicine that comes from India. These are interacting with the quantum field and the quantum energy field, and they have been for centuries and thousands of years, actually. So we're kind of a really cool confluence of modern day technology, cutting edge quantum science, with understanding how this chi, how this prana, this energetic information flows through our bodies. Pardon me, you went the wrong way there. Really cool marriage of old school techniques and new science. So I'm really excited about that aspect and that marriage. Another commonly used healing technique that also uses bioenergetic or quantum energy is acupuncture, which is a subset of traditional Chinese medicine. Probably more of us are specifically familiar with acupuncture, which is used in chiropractic care as well, versus things like other holistic health cares and Ayurvedic medicine. So I like to use the example of acupuncture because a lot of people are familiar with acupuncture. So when this practitioner is giving you an acupuncture treatment, excuse me, they are using needles to move and alter the flow of chi through your body to balance your energy. This is that same level of energy that our BD Protect products use to protect us. And another example of an established healing modality that uses bioenergetics, quantum energy, is homeopathy. And that's also of European origin, just like our technology in the BD Protect line is a European technology as well. And this sort of quantum bioenergetic approach has been used in Europe for nearly 25 years or even longer. So a lot more accepted in Europe than in other places in the world, but certainly accepted inside of Europe and been used for a long time to the success of the health of all those people in those nations. So important to know that it's just not a fly-by-night brand new source of technology. Again, we're not blocking the signals. I like to really just hammer that point home because it's important to know. So an EMF meter, again, will not show any different measurements. There will be no difference in the measurements before and after as far as EMF radiation is concerned. So just important to know that, because a lot of people will get an EMF meter, and for your own sake, it's not bad to consider buying one, because that's a really good way to to learn how to set up all the sources of EMF and all the hotspots in your house in a most favorable way. So you don't want to put your Wi-Fi router right by your bed, for instance. And really, we even recommend keeping your cell phone at least 10 feet away from your head when you're sleeping as well. So again, reducing that exposure is a great step, but sometimes we can't do that. So having that protection of the BD Protect is another reason why it's just great to have a bracelet on no matter where you're at in the world, because you may not be able to turn off the Wi-Fi because you're in an apartment complex or things like that. Blocking the radiation would be blocking those signals, rendering our devices useless. The most realistic and accessible way to protect ourselves from the radiation from our devices without impacting their effectiveness is to use this quantum energy approach, which is the approach we use in BD Protect products. Of course, you're going to have people say, if I can't measure the effects with an EMF meter, how do I know these products are working? How do I know that they're doing anything? And that's a very valid question, because we want to be able to have some proof that these products are working and actually protecting, because we have plenty of studies showing that there is a negative health impact. So we should be able to show that there's a positive health impact with our BD Protect products. And luckily, there absolutely is. And we'll go into some of those studies in just a little bit. And what we can do is we can measure people's health with and without using the BD Protect products, taking some before and after measurements on things like heart rate and heart rate variability and all these sort of things. So we'll get into some more of those details right now. So how do you test that? So there are many ways to take measurements, as this slide says. And some of the things that we like to test, and we have done a number of these studies ourselves, and we've printed some of these studies and published them to that BD Protect website on the ByDzyne website as well. So you can see these studies and come back and look at them anytime to further familiarize yourself with some of the knowledge that we're about to approach here. What we have tested is for things like heart rate variability, electrodermal analysis, which is skin conductivity, which is an important measure of health, blood test analysis with live blood cell analysis, and even just basic physiological measurements and vital signs, things like pH level and heart rate and pupillary oscillation, meaning how much your pupils dilate. So we can definitely measure a lot of these impacts, and we've certainly done that. What we do, if you want to take some of these measurements yourself, say you want to take your own heart rate and then put your BD Protect bracelet on and take your heart rate again, you'd want to do that without EMF exposure first. So go in your backyard, get away from your Wi-Fi, keep your cell phone on the porch, take your heart rate, write that down. Then go call somebody, put your phone on speakerphone, give them a call, and take your take your heart measurement there, your heart rate measurement during the phone call. The next step would be taking that phone call, but first put your BD Protect bracelet on, take that same phone call and take the heart rate measurement again. So you can do that yourself, or you can do it on somebody else so that you can count more accurately. But what you will see across the board, every time that we've done any of these tests, we'll see that step 3 will measure better than step 2. We'll have a better measurement on step 3 than step 2, meaning that with the BD Protect bracelet, we certainly see a better heart rate in this case with the BD Protect bracelet on versus without it on. And sometimes you'll even see that third measurement with the bracelet be better than the baseline measurement without any EMF radiation or the cell phone going on. So even just the baseline health levels will get raised by wearing our BD Protect bracelet, which is just an amazing thing to say because of how much energy and how much power really is entrapped in these, is downloaded into these products. And it really just goes to show how powerful these products are. And another really cool test that really anybody that can try is the lemon juice test. And so what the lemon juice test is very simple. You want to get some natural or organic lemon juice and put the same amount in 2 different cups. Wrap the BD Protect bracelet around one of those cups and wait for about a minute and just do a very simple taste test. Taste the one that didn't have the BD Protect bracelet on it. It's going to taste like lemon juice, generally tart, generally bitter, generally pretty sour, right? You taste the one that had the BD Protect bracelet on, and it's amazing. We've had so many people come back and just baffled about this. So it's something that you can show how much power is in there. So you take a drink of that second lemon juice test with the BD Protect bracelet on, and you'll notice that it's less bitter. It's just overall more palatable, less sour, and just generally more enjoyable. So again, that doesn't necessarily show anything directly with EMF protection, but it really does show you that there is absolutely some energy working inside of these bracelets that's affecting the real world. So that's a great one that anybody can really recap to demonstrate the power inside of our bracelets. And so now going into one of those studies, our most telling study that we're really happy with, and was done by a third-party institution in Europe. So the biggest and most important study would be this double-blind study that we're talking about. Was also conducted by a third-party research company in Europe. And so this company is called ByDzyne, as you will see on this slide right here, that specializes in these sorts of studies. So we went and took this out of our hands, paid a third-party research institution so that we can truly get unbiased results. They did a double-blind, placebo-controlled study, which is the gold standard for any sort of research like this. And it was randomized as well. So it was randomized, double-blind, and placebo-controlled. So again, that's the gold standard for any real research impacting human health, especially. And what we did was took the test subject measurements without any EMF exposure. Then while they're sitting next to a router with the router on, then we put the BD Protect bracelet on the test subjects and took all the same measurements at each phase. What they found in the report, and again, you can see this specific report on the BD Protect page on the ByDzyne website. So I recommend going back and looking at some of these informations later. What we found was that health measurements were improved across the board when using the BD Protect product. So literally every single person that we measured had a better measurement with BD Protect products on the BD Protect bracelet on their wrist. So across the board, which is a phenomenal outcome and really telling on how impactful our technology is 100% of our test subjects had shown a level of improvement wearing the BD Protect products. And that's just really unheard of in these kind of studies. So really gets me excited about what we're doing, because you can absolutely see if 100% of these people are having an improvement, there's no way to argue that these products are absolutely effective. And there's no placebo going on here, placebo effect going on here, because it is, again, placebo-controlled double-blind study. Oftentimes, we even found that the baseline measurements without EMF exposure weren't as good as the measurements recorded while wearing the bracelet. Again, we mentioned that before, meaning even without being exposed to EMF emissions, the subject's health measurements were better. What an outstanding thing to say, because if we can have better heart rate, that's going to help us across the board. Even if I'm out hiking in the mountains and I don't have my cell phone on me, I'm still going to have a better overall level of health because of wearing the BD Protect bracelet. So really, really important study. And again, you can see that on the ByDzyne site, on the BD Protect page on the ByDzyne website, pardon me. Moving on to another study that we really like to discover and explain is this Sprouts test. And it's an excellent visually observable result of what happens when we expose a living thing to EMF radiation. So you see this bull on the left here, clearly more sickly, not as happy, not as healthy as the bull on the right. So what we did, you can see the bull on the right is by the same router, but it has our BD Protect sticker on there. So it simply is unaffected by the Wi-Fi radiation. So what we did was we took the same sprout seeds from the same bag. We took soil from the same bag. We split them up into the same exact size of bowl. We put them on the same windowsill for a 10-day period with Wi-Fi routers directly next to both of them. The bowl on the right, of course, had the BD Protect sticker on it the whole 10 days. The bowl on the left, pardon me, was just by the Wi-Fi router. Again, you can clearly see, you don't have to be a botanist or understand being a gardener or have a green thumb to see how much different the health is of both of these plants. So just imagine what kind of effect is happening on all of your living things. If you're like me and you have pets, just imagine what all of your Wi-Fi and all this stuff can do to their bodies as well. They're smaller bodies, more sensitive to these kind of things. So really important to see there's a clearly visual, observable impact that this EMF radiation can have on plants. And this is why we like this. We don't like this, but it's good to show, and it's important for people to see this, because if you're not sure that EMF radiation is an issue, a test like this clearly shows that there's impacting all levels of life. So that's both of the studies. And now we're going to, or not, that's not the only two studies we've done, but those are the two studies that we've highlighted on the BD Protect page on the ByDzyne website. So we're going to go ahead and get into the products even more now. And that's really where I like to specialize, because I have a lot of product knowledge with the actual products themselves. So we'll just go on a quick overview and then dive into each one of them a little bit more here. On the left side, we've got your EMF car protection sticker for BD Protect, which is going to shield yourself and your passengers by neutralizing EMFs emitted from the car and any external electromagnetic waves as well. Next, we have the BD Protect sticker, which is good for cell phones, wireless routers, your laptop, even your monitor, your smart TV, anything that uses wireless technology. Next is our home and office kit. Great to install on any place that you're living or working at, especially if you have a home office. Is very important to use, or if you're inside of an office, also very important to use, because there's just extreme amount of bombardment coming from those multiple sources of EMF radiation in any home or office, really. And lastly, we have that stylish BD Protect bracelet, which everybody compliments me on when I have it all the time. They're really curious. Just in its own look itself, it catches a lot of attention, and it's a great entry point for any of us trying to help people with these products. So let's go ahead and dive into each product a little bit more specifically and deeply. First product that we're going to expand upon would be our BD Protect EMF Plus protection sticker. Basic measurements and physical dimensions are 1 inch by 1 inch. It's a metal sticker. It is reusable, and we do supply adhesive backing. And why I like to highlight the reusability of it is, again, the energy that we've applied to these, as we mentioned earlier, is going to last forever. It doesn't go bad. There's no need to recharge it. They don't expire. So when you switch cell phones, you can simply just take the first sticker off of your first phone and move it to your next cell phone. And what I like to do, most people have cell phone cases these days, so you don't even need to necessarily take the adhesive backing off to put the sticker on your phone. You could just take your case off, put the sticker directly on your phone, and hold that in place with your case. And that's going to be a very easy way to transfer it to your next phone if and when that happens. So just like to help people with some of the functional knowledge of how to use the BD Protect sticker. You can even tape over the top if you're not sure what you're going to put it on. If that's your, if that's your tablet or your monitors on your desktop or anything like that, you can kind of play around with where you want to put it by putting tape over the top and applying it to whatever device you want to, just to see how you like that functionality and where that placement is at before committing to a more semi-permanent installation of it. And so, again, this is for any and all of your wireless devices. The BD Protect sticker is good for anything that uses Wi-Fi or cellular data, or even if it's just something that has a lot of electricity running through it, like a surge protector, that will, when you go in your home with an EMF meter and you have a surge protector by all of your entertainment center or your desk at your office, you'll see a huge amount of EMF radiation. So you can actually apply one of these to your surge protectors as well. You think about why we highlight cell phones and Wi-Fi routers specifically when we talk about these products, and that is because they are the most common and largest emitters of EMF radiation for most people in this day and age. Cell phones are communicating with towers at a great distance, which necessitates a greatly powerful signal. Even when you're not operating your cell phone, using the internet on a cell phone call, receiving a text message, your phone is constantly pinging the cell phone tower every second or every 2 seconds, essentially, just to make sure we can maintain service. And if you're driving, it has to see which tower to be connected to. So when you're, and there's already a high level of EMF radiation from the cell phone, even if you're not on a call. When you have that measurement on while you're on a phone call, the signal is immense. So most of us have our cell phone on us a lot, and it's often being used. So again, a very strong source of EMF radiation, and it's pretty much on us all the time. So having our BD Protect sticker on the cell phone is a very important step in really protecting ourselves at the highest level that we possibly can. Moving on to Wi-Fi routers and why those are such an important one to consider using our BD Protect product on is they create essentially a 50-meter radius of their wireless network. And so if you can read, if you're looking at your cell phone trying to connect to Wi-Fi, just pull up your Wi-Fi, you'll see that pretty much anywhere you're in the world, there's 10 different sources, because you've got neighbors, you've got the coffee shop around the corner, all have Wi-Fi. And so essentially you're in the radiation zone if you can see that Wi-Fi available on your cell phone. again, that's just important because Wi-Fi is everywhere. And these are another source that our bodies were not designed to interact with, that we're just always by. So having the Wi-Fi covered, almost everybody has Wi-Fi in their home. So that's going to make your home a lot safer. And then having your cell phones covered is going to make anywhere you go with your cell phone a lot safer as well. You see some other uses listed here. You've got the laptop or your desktop computer, iPad or tablet. Of course, your power supply that I was just mentioning, that, our surge protector, cordless phone. If you have a cordless phone off your home phone still, that's essentially a little mini Wi-Fi network itself. So you would certainly want to harmonize that as well with a BD Protect sticker. We've got baby monitors, and baby monitors are one I really like to highlight as well. I have nieces and they're all young, and you know, it's a really cool idea that we can have baby monitors to maintain the safety with our children where we're not in the same room, but now we're putting essentially another Wi-Fi network type device right by our babies. So definitely getting a BD Protect sticker on that is an important consideration. And another one that's not listed here that a lot more of us are seeing are smart meters that are attached to the outside of our house. And these are generally from utility companies, whether that be electricity or water or natural gas or things like that. We will see a lot more smart meters, which are, again, kind of their own little signal, cell phone signal tower, because they're constantly sending data back and forth. Any device that's constantly sending and receiving data is going to be an extremely powerful source of EMF radiation, which would be a great candidate for our BD Protect sticker. So there's your BD Protect sticker overview, and these can be applied to any and all of these devices. So if you use your laptop a lot, if you use your tablet a lot, if you use your cell phone a lot, there's really no reason not to buy one of these BD Protect stickers for any of your most used devices. But again, highlighting cell phones and Wi-Fi routers the most importantly. Went the wrong way again on the scroll, my fault. Moving on to the BD Protect bracelet, which is just a stylish accessory, but probably the most overall versatile product that we make because of the fact you can wear it all the time and it's going to protect you wherever you're at. Compared to the sticker, compared to how that sticker works, which is directly harmonizing and protecting you from whatever device it's applied to, the Protect bracelet the BD Protect bracelet is going to harmonize your body. So no matter where you're at in the world, no matter what sources of EMF radiation are coming in contact with you, if you have your BD Protect bracelet on, you're going to be at a way higher level of protection than if not wearing it. The fact that it is always protecting your body makes it the most versatile product, as I just said, and highly important for people to have. It's great for people of all ages. You can size it all the way down to pretty small wrists and all the way up to pretty big wrists. I'm not a small man and it fits me very comfortably. Great for people of all ages. So it's good for kids. It's good for grandma. It's good for everybody in between. And I like to highlight another functional and logical reason why to wear this all the time. And that is, if you take any sort of mass transportation, if you're on an airplane, if you're on a bus, if you're stuck in traffic, you're around everybody's single cell phone. You're around all this other information technology that's emitting EMF radiation, constantly being bombarded by external sources of EMF radiation that we can't have any control of. We can put a sticker on our cell phone, but we cannot put a sticker on everybody else's cell phone on a plane, for instance, right? So having this bracelet will really ensure protection wherever you're at in the world. And we really like to, you can see there's on the back side, on the inside of the metal part of the bracelet, there are 4 little dots that we have on there. And I like to expand on what those energy elements are doing and exactly why we have them there. So as we list it right here on the slide, the red element helps your personal energy field to be stronger and more resilient overall. The green element is for helping you to ground to the Earth's energy. Consider how much less time we have in nature and being grounded directly with Mother Earth. Lack of grounding has had significant long-term health impacts in studies. So we've seen people that, and most of us are guilty of this, if you want to use that word. As humans, we've been designed to be out in nature, doing a lot of walking, being grounded into the Earth's nature. And that's why you feel so good when you're on a hike, when you're out at the beach, is because there's this real true grounding effect of being grounded to the electromagnetic energy of that Mother Earth is giving off. Most of us don't spend that kind of time outside. So having something to augment that, which is what our green element is doing, is going to really help your overall health as well. Next would be our brown element, which is for augmenting negative ions that help support a balanced energy state. And again, this is another effect of nature that we don't get as much in our life, because in nature, negative and positive ions have to be in balance. That's just how the chemical nature of our existence works. Due to the way we live our lives, because we have electricity in all of our homes, because we have so much Wi-Fi, so much cellular data, and all of these other things creating EMF and RF radiation, we're getting a lot more positive ions. We're getting an unbalanced level of positive ions in our home, which will actually make your air more easily polluted, more heavy, and things will circulate in your air longer. So we can actually create other sicknesses just by having an imbalanced positive ion state. Our brown element that we've applied here helps augment and balance that negative and positive ion stasis that we really need to have for maximized health. Finally, we've got the blue element, and this is essentially an extra energy shot that helps further support your body to help it better withstand EMF stress. Even out in nature, your overall health will be more fully supported whilst wearing this BD Protect bracelet. So again, we've seen people that put this bracelet on will already have better heart rate variability, will already have lower blood pressure almost across the board with our measurements that we've seen. So just important to understand how powerful the information technology we've applied to our products really is. Some of these suitable uses is good to understand there as well, pardon me. Any time of day, so you can literally wear this all the time. I haven't taken my bracelet off maybe twice since I put it on over a year ago. You can have it on while you're sleeping, although this is of course optional, as it says in parentheses, if you have the home and office kit installed in your home, but there's no reason to take it off. You can wear it while you're showering. You can wear it while you're swimming. So for me, it's not that it's not uncomfortable at all. So I just leave mine on and know that I'm happily protected at all times. BD Protect Home and Office Kit might be my favorite product because I have dogs, I have plants, and knowing that my house is now an EMF radiation safe zone is really important to me, because I do have my dogs here all the time. I do have my plants here all the time, and I want to make sure I'm giving them the best chance at success. And the home and office kit will absolutely do that. And it's not only, we say safe zone because it's not only protecting your space from your internal sources of EMF radiation from your cell phone, from your Wi-Fi, but also your neighbor's Wi-Fi, the power lines going through your neighborhood, all the new cell phone towers going up. It's going to harmonize against those sources of EMF radiation as well. So again, I just really like the fact that it's creating an entire safe space in your home, and people coming into my house notice the difference right away. They sleep better when they stay at my house and all of these things. And I certainly attribute it to the fact that I have the home and office kit installed at my place. Each kit comes with 5 plates overall. You see this bigger plate right here. It's about the size of a card in a playing card deck. And then you have 4 smaller plates. The bigger plate goes on your control panel, your fuse box, what some people call it. And then you have these smaller plates that go on outlets or light switches throughout the outer walls of your home. So the ideal setup would be having one smaller plate on every outside wall on the inside of your home, but the perimeter walls, and then have the big plate rather, on the control panel, fuse box, door, anywhere by that control panel, you'll be installing it properly. And this will be covering up to 1,500 square feet, roughly 140 square meters. And so if you have a house that is twice that size, you would want to buy 2 kits, or even if you have a house that's just a little bit bigger, you'd probably want to buy 2 of these BD Protect home and office kits just per the square footage or the square meters that you're talking about. Next, we have the car protection sticker. And just like the home and office kit, this is a sticker that will harmonize the entire space. So now your car becomes a little mini EMF safe zone, protecting from all of your navigation technology, all of your Wi-Fi, your cell phone, the radio, just the general computer system that runs your vehicle. But also anybody that's driving outside of you. It's protecting from external and internal sources of EMF radiation, just like the home and office kit is. Especially important for anybody that spends a lot of time in their vehicle, or if you have a hybrid vehicle, because now being an electric hybrid vehicle, you're going to have obviously a very large increase on that EMF radiation source. So if you do have an electric car or a hybrid vehicle, you definitely want to use 2 of these car protection stickers in those vehicles. You can install them by using the provided adhesive backing. You can get a car vent holder and put it on one of those that holds cell phones on your car vent. You can put it directly under your driver's seat. If you do have a hybrid vehicle, we like to put the second one by where the batteries are at. But realistically, as long as they're in the car, we like to have one focused on the driver, so anywhere near the driver. And then if you do have a hybrid car, put that second sticker by the batteries there. Something I haven't mentioned yet, but it's really important to know, is the fact that all of our products work in synergy with one another. So you can use any and all of these products all the time. So if you're like me, I have my cell phone covered. I have all of my computers covered. I have my Wi-Fi covered. I wear the bracelet all the time. I have the home and office kit. I have the car protection sticker. All I'm doing there is layering more protection to get the ultimate protection for my body and from EMF radiation. So there's no reason not to add more of these products, and you can really kind of go crazy with the protection. If you're talking with somebody that's asking, if I have the bracelet, do I need to use the sticker for my cell phone? Or if I have the home and office kit, do I need to put the sticker on my Wi-Fi router? Again, they are working in synergy with one another, so you can absolutely do that. We recommend, for the best approach, to have layered multiple protections applied to your life, because that is going to be the best overall protection. But if somebody just kind of wants to get their feet wet, they just want to understand the product without buying the entire line, and what product would they like to start with, this would be a two-part answer as far as the place to start. So if you spend a lot of time at home and you have children and you have pets and you have plants, you might start with the home and office kit, because that's going to kind of be the most bang for your buck, as it were. You're going to get the most out of that, because you're protecting all these living things inside of your home from all sources of EMF radiation. If you don't have that, if you just live in an apartment, but you don't want to put the whole home and office kit in that apartment, the next most best thing to start with would be the BD Protect Bracelet, because of how versatile it is. It's protecting you from all sources of radiation at all times. So bracelet and home and office kit are kind of the first answer to that. Then you would move down to the home and office kit and the cell phone protection sticker, because of the fact that those are some of the highest emitters of EMF radiation. So you want to definitely take care of those. And then you can, after that, go ahead and apply the BD Protect sticker to further devices, especially your most used tablet, your most used computer. And lastly would maybe be the car. Say you drive Uber, or you drive in your car a lot, this might move that priority up a little bit, but that would be the kind of general flow chart: bracelet, home and office kit, BD Protect stickers for wireless devices, and then the car harmonizer. And that does it for all the products. We deeply appreciate your attention, and so glad to be a part of the BD Nation. Very glad to share some of the expertise I've been gathering with Marty while doing this. And I'm looking forward to help with any questions that you have. If anybody does have any questions, let me see here. I see one question saying, can I put a protection sticker on my dog collar to protect him? And I really like that question. As you mentioned to me, you heard me mention dogs and pets all the time. So the sticker on the collar would be an approach. Absolutely. So what you could do is maybe put that by the tags that you already have on your pet, and use some tape to hold those all together. That way they're going to be a solid, it's going to stay on the dog's collar, and certainly it will protect them. You know, the other best option, as I did mention, would be to have the home and office kit installed. But of course, if you take your dog for a walk, now they are out of that EMF protection zone, in which case having a sticker from BD Protect on their collar would definitely be a really good step to make sure they're protected when you're away from your home and office. Any more questions, please do not hesitate. I'm glad to share my knowledge and glad to expand on anything that I may have missed or may have touched on in the presentation. So. Okay, well, I just really appreciate all the attention. I'm so glad to be here. Chanty's about to start some music for the next part of the presentation you guys have going on tonight. Thank you for joining me in the EMF 101 BD Protect training. Stay tuned for the next events, which is My Movers. Oh, wait, pardon me. I don't want to hand it off quite yet. I just saw one last question here from Fenny. Is this good for kids with autism? Absolutely. So we have had no contraindications with anybody, even people that have pacemakers anything like that. So anybody that has a pre-existing health condition, we have seen no issues with our technology interacting with their bodies whatsoever. So kids with autism can often be in that hypersensitive, that EMF hypersensitive group. So a lot of times people with autism might be some of the people that have a huge noticeable impact, or even if it's not huge, and a surely noticeable impact from wearing the BD Protect bracelet. And it's just made of silicone and stainless steel, and it's just a bracelet. So I don't think there would be any issue as far as that kind of logical approach either. So really good question. I do appreciate that. And it absolutely would be safe for anybody with autism or maybe Down syndrome or any of these health effects. Again, we have no reason to think that our information technology that we apply would negatively impact, and we've seen no instances of that either. So I'll leave it open for maybe 1 or 2 more minutes for questions if anybody has any. Thanks again for both of those questions, putting in the question answer tab on Zoom here. So we really do appreciate that. And if nobody has any further questions, I'm going to head and log off and leave the meeting. I deeply am grateful, and I'm just sending all the best to everybody out there on BD Nation. So thanks again. And oh, there we did get another one. Sweet. I'm glad that I stayed on for just a second here. Is it useful for photographic cameras is the next question that we got. Absolutely. So a lot of these cameras also are Wi-Fi enabled, and obviously are having a pretty good amount of power in them as a technologic device, because they're pretty cool lithium batteries usually on those photographic cameras. So absolutely. So you just want to take that sticker and put it on a place that's not going to affect any of the buttons, of course, or any of the ports of the stand mount. But yeah, they would be absolutely applicable to photographic cameras. Thanks for the question. That's a good question.